David here with Modified Training Systems, and I wanted to go over the squat jack and alt jack, which is two movements that I really like for conditioning and for dynamic movement. Again, if you haven't watched any of my other videos, dynamic movement is basically explosive movement. So jumping, punching, any kind of movement where speed has to be executed in order for it to be done right. So you can, if you're doing a box jump, you have to be explosive. That's a dynamic movement. If you're doing jumping lunges or jumping jacks or jump rope, dynamic movement, okay? So the squat jack is a movement where it's kind of like a jumping jack, except that's a little bit more sadistic. And so what happens is your feet are going to start together. You're going to jump out into a squat, and when you're going to hop back into the feet together like they are now. So this is be a squat jack. So here we go. Okay, so I don't know if you noticed the first couple of reps I was looking down. I corrected myself, and then towards the end there, I got a little bit tired, and I started leaning backwards, so I had to correct that there too. So there's constantly room for improvement and adjusting, so make sure that you kind of work your way through movements if maybe you lost some balance. But if you find yourself kind of tipping over and maybe you lose your balance, make sure you just stop and regroup. Don't try to fight it and end up making it worse, okay? Now the other thing is called an alt jack, and I kind of combined some movements that I'd seen somewhere else to make this move, so it's kind of a borrowed movement. So what you do is you start here just like the squat jack, except that you're going to touch the ground and you're going to alternate the hand that you touch the ground with. That's why I call it an alt jack. Now you want to make sure that you are not cranking your head too far forward up to exaggerate your posture, and you don't want to be down either. You want to be kind of neutral. And if you are not flexible enough to touch the ground with your fingertips easily, then you're going to want to get like maybe a dumbbell, a kettlebell, or a medicine ball, or something underneath you that you can aim for, so that you have something that you can get some feedback from until you're flexible enough to be able to touch the ground. So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate a few reps of that. So this is a alt jack. Okay, so again, you could do this all by itself. You could do this after you've done, say, 5 squats. You do 5 squat jacks, 5 alt jacks. You could do, you could do it with jump rope. One of the things I love to do with this dynamic movement, especially lower body dynamic movement, is do jump rope into a squat jack or an alt jack or a squat jump, and then jump rope again, alternating like 100 jumps of jump rope or 50 jumps of jump rope, and 5 of these movements as many times as I can for 3 minutes. Now, I'm going to be putting together those combos in other videos that'll they might be loaded by the time you've watched this one, or they might be coming. But the thing is, you always, as your abilities increase, you want to test your abilities, you want to challenge yourself. You don't ever want to be stagnant. And if you have conditioning that you need to acquire for a certain sport or an upcoming competition, this is the kind of thing that you want to use as a combination. If you are starting to lose weight, you've lost a significant amount of weight, and now you're really trying to get those last 15, 20 pounds off because you'd already lost 30 or 40, these are the kind of movements that will really accelerate your calorie burn so that your body's really starting to change and adapt. Your body cannot adapt unless it's challenged, and there is no change unless there's adaptation. So remember that. Do not settle for good enough. Once you start to feel that your body is starting to go at a peak and they're starting to plateau, you're going to want to change it up, make it more difficult so that you can come back stronger and better every time. Thanks for watching. See you again next time.